Hello there, my name is Sohan Shah,
And I am Jhanvi Doshi.
and we would like to welcome you to Neural Insights, the podcast series that takes you on a journey to gain a deeper insight into the world of neurological impairments.
Before we get started today, I would just like to remind you that you can tune into Neural Insights on multiple platforms, including YouTube and Spotify.
In this episode of Neural Insights, we're diving into a topic that might not be as widely known, but is just as impactful. Today, we're shining a light on Huntington's disease. This genetic disorder affects thousands of people globally, bringing significant challenges to those diagnosed and their loved ones.
Join us as we explore the complexities of Huntington's from its symptoms and diagnosis to current research and caregiving strategies.
Now that we've discussed the symptoms of Huntington's disease, it's time to talk about how it's diagnosed. This can be quite a process given the complexity of this disease.
That's right, Sohan. The diagnostic process for Huntington's usually involves a combination of clinical evaluations, family history, and even genetic testing.
Let's start with the clinical evaluation. Doctors will look at the symptoms and conduct a thorough physical and neurological exam. This helps in identifying the characteristic motor, cognitive, and psychiatric symptoms we discussed earlier.
Exactly. They might also use imaging techniques like MRI or CT scans to look at changes in the brain. These scans can show atrophy in specific areas, which supports the diagnosis.
Family history is another crucial piece. Since Huntington's is a genetic disorder, doctors will ask about any family members who might have had the disease. This helps in assessing the likelihood of a hereditary condition.
And this is where things get more specific with the genetic testing. A genetic test can confirm the presence of the HTT gene mutation. It's a definitive way to diagnose Huntington's disease.
Right. The genetic test involves a blood sample that's analyzed for the number of CAG repeats in the HTT gene. If the number of repeats is above a certain threshold, it confirms the diagnosis.
It's worth noting that genetic testing can be done even before symptoms appear, especially if there's family history. This is known as predictive testing.
Yes, and predictive testing can be a double-edged sword. While it provides valuable information, it also brings up a lot of emotional and ethical considerations for individuals and their families.
Absolutely. Deciding whether or not to undergo genetic testing is a personal choice and can involve counseling and support to navigate the potential outcomes and implications.
For those already showing symptoms, the process is more about confirming the diagnosis and ruling out other conditions that might present similarly.
And once a diagnosis is confirmed, it's important to have a comprehensive care plan in place. This plan typically involves a multidisciplinary team to address the various aspects of the disease.
That's a great point. Early diagnosis can also be crucial for planning treatment and support strategies to manage symptoms and improve quality of life.
Exactly, Sohan. Now that we've covered the diagnosis, let's talk about treatment options for Huntington's disease. Managing this condition can be quite challenging, but there are various approaches to help with the symptoms.
That's right, Jhanvi. Unfortunately, there is no cure for Huntington's disease yet, but there are treatments available to manage symptoms and improve quality of life.
One of the main aspects of treatment is addressing motor symptoms. Medications like tetrabenazine can help reduce chorea and other involuntary movements.
Yes, and there are other medications too, like antipsychotics, that can help manage both motor symptoms and psychiatric symptoms, such as mood swings and irritability.
And for cognitive symptoms, while there's no specific medication to treat them directly, supportive therapies and cognitive rehabilitation can help improve functioning and maintain cognitive skills as much as possible.
Absolutely. Therapy and occupational therapy are crucial. They can help individuals maintain their independence and manage daily tasks despite the challenges posed by the disease.
Speaking of support, it's also important to have a comprehensive care plan that includes physical therapy. This helps with balance, coordination, and mobility, which can be significantly impacted by the disease.
And don't forget about speech therapy. As the disease progresses, individuals might have difficulties with speaking and swallowing, and speech therapists can assist with these issues.
Nutrition is another key aspect. A dietitian can help ensure that individuals get proper nutrition, which is essential especially as difficulties with swallowing and eating can arise.
Additionally, psychological support and counseling are important for managing the emotional and mental health aspects of the disease. Support groups can also provide valuable social support.
Yes, mental health support is crucial for both individuals and their families. Coping with a chronic condition like Huntington's can be emotionally taxing, and having a support network can make a big difference.
And while these treatments can help manage symptoms, there's ongoing research aimed at developing new therapies and finding a cure. So there is hope on the horizon.
Absolutely, Sohan. Research is a crucial part of the fight against Huntington's disease. There's a lot happening in the field, and it's great to see advancements that could potentially lead to a better treatment and even a cure.
One of the most promising areas of research involves gene editing techniques, like CRISPR. Scientists are exploring how these tools could be used to correct the genetic mutations responsible for Huntington's.
That's fascinating. Gene editing holds the potential to target and modify the specific DNA sequences causing the disease, which could dramatically change the treatment landscape.
Another exciting development is the exploration of RNA-based therapies. These therapies aim to reduce or eliminate the toxic Huntington protein produced by the faulty gene.
Yes, researchers are investigating how RNA interference or antisense oligonucleotides could be used to silence the gene responsible for producing the harmful protein, potentially slowing or stopping disease progression.
And there's also research into neuroprotective strategies. Scientists are looking at ways to protect brain cells from the damage caused by the disease, which could help preserve cognitive and motor functions for longer.
Right, neuroprotection is about finding ways to shield neurons from the toxic effects of the mutant Huntington protein. This could involve developing drugs that target specific pathways involved in neuronal survival.
Additionally, clinical trials are exploring new drug candidates and combination therapies. Some of these trials are focusing on repurposing existing drugs for new uses in managing Huntington's disease.
That's an interesting approach. By repurposing drugs that are already approved for other conditions, researchers might find new ways to manage Huntington's symptoms more effectively.
And don't forget about advancements in biomarkers. Identifying reliable biomarkers could help in early diagnosis, monitoring disease progression, and evaluating treatment effectiveness.
Exactly. Biomarkers can provide valuable insights into the disease process and how well treatments are working, leading to more personalized and effective care.
The field is definitely buzzing with activity and hope. While there's still a long way to go, these research efforts are paving the way for significant breakthroughs in the management and treatment of Huntington's disease.
Absolutely, and staying informed about these advancements is crucial. It gives us hope and keeps us motivated to continue supporting research and advocating for those affected by Huntington's disease.
And with that, we have come to the end of this episode of Neural Insights. We hope this episode has provided you with a deeper understanding of Huntington's disease. Stay tuned for more episodes where we continue to explore this intriguing disease. Until next time, take care!